Hello, everybody. Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Joining me today is Michael from Department of Ag Trade Consumer Protection. He's here to talk to us today about charity scams. And we've had going on well over a couple of weeks now, and coming up on a month already, of the invasion in Ukraine. And people are probably and have been looking for ways to donate. But anytime there's a big situation like this, unfortunately, there always seems to be scams tied with it. So, Michael, as we're looking at this as a whole, this scams for charities happens frequently.
It does. Thanks, Jeremy, for the opportunity to talk about this a little bit. Anytime we have a situation, usually it revolves around a disaster or something negative, we'll find criminals that prey on the human spirit and the willingness to give. And so with the Ukraine, what we're encouraging everybody is if you're looking for an opportunity to help assist with that, pay close attention to a couple things. The first one could be look at the organization closely that you want to donate to. Mostly, did they reach out to you or are you looking for them? And if you're looking at them, pay attention to the small things, like is the website .org or .com. Most legitimate charities are .org. And so what's one thing you can do? Another one is you can go ahead and back check those on a couple websites. The first one would be charitynavigator.org or give.org. Both of those will help you look up and see if it's a legitimate charity. And if you're giving here in Wisconsin, you can also check with our Department of Financial Institutions, because you need to register with them for any charity opportunities. So make sure they're all legitimate.
Absolutely. And if you're getting, we'll start with just some of the callers. So you get a call randomly asking for your support in a charity affecting something that has to do with specifically Ukraine or whatever the case may be. Would you say donate to that or not?
Most often we say if you're receiving an unsolicited phone call or email, don't give them that immediate message or that call or anything like that right away. Go online, do a little back checking to make sure that it's legitimate, see who they're giving to, see if they actually have an organization, a website that's being published, check some of those other areas that I talked about. Most often we encourage everyone to be the initiator of the donation or the giving, and don't immediately buy into when you're being solicited. Oftentimes you're going to get pressured, and that's how the scam works. They try and key in on that immediacy of that contact and your willingness to give, and next thing you know, you're being taken advantage of.
And then as far as what to donate, so I've already donated something. I did it through a business who sells goods and services, and they were just giving part of their profits to a specific organization related. But if you're looking at like a cash payment or wire transfer or something, there you hear the red flags kind of pop up there. But what should you be, when you're thinking about giving money, what type of money would you really want to give?
It's a great point, and unfortunately, businesses are forced into being creative in how they're going to give to create that trust and validity to their efforts. The most common type of scam that we see is encouraging donations through gift cards or wire transfers, or really things that are untraceable. And we discourage everyone from doing that. What we would donate is go directly to that organization's website, make sure you're checking the address and all that, and then donate directly through there. Don't do anything that you can't get back. And the last one that I want to mention is we're seeing a growing trend of charities trying to solicit cryptocurrency. And that's probably the hardest one for us to try and recover from. So I would discourage anyone from donating to a charity with crypto.
Yeah, I think when you talk about untraceable, that would be a very tough one to do so. And those should be common red flags. I mean, these are these types of things you just described are pretty common in a lot of scams that we talk about here. So a lot of the same tactics, whether it's via email, whether it's phone, whether it's through social media, generally speaking, they all have these similar things and that you guys get reports on all the time. Is that right?
You're absolutely right. The pitch and the ruse are always the same. The only thing that changes is the disaster or the event that they're trying to scam you from.
All right. So going back to the legitimacy and verifying that they are correct, you had mentioned a few of the resources out there. If you do find out that they are fake, would you recommend turning them in, or how would you go about that process of reporting? Because I think that's also an important piece of this is if we got to report it if you guys are going to be able to find and figure out who's behind this.
Yeah, that's a great point. There's three areas that I would suggest you can go ahead and report to. If it's here in Wisconsin and you don't question it, you can certainly contact the Department of Financial Institutions on their website and let them know what's going on, and they'll take a look. If you donate to an organization that is, somewhere across the country, around the world, you can always reach out to the Federal Trade Commission, and that's a federal organization that looks into those kind of things. And then the last one, I would encourage everyone to contact us, the Department of Agriculture, Trade, and Consumer Protection. You can either send us an email, go to our website at datcp.wi.gov, or give us a call on our hotline at 800-422-7128, and we'll take a look into that as well.
And finally, Michael, if somebody does think that they've been scammed, so they go to check their accounts or something and realize, oh boy, something's wrong here, what would be the best place to start to try to figure out, where's my next step, if you will?
If something like that happens and you realize you may have been victimized or there's an impact to your account, first thing to do is go to our website, datcp.wi.gov, and just search identity theft. And we have a lot of helpful tips there, freezing your credit, making sure your banks are aware of what happened so that I guess that level of loss doesn't increase. There's a bunch of steps that we'll walk you through there, and then also some contact information to give us a shout and we'll help you out with that.
As usual, kind of stop, slow down, think about, watch those red flags, and we want to help. Everybody wants to help, I think, no matter what it is. But we just want to make sure that we do it and do it legitimately, the best that we can. And it's doing your homework probably is the sum up here, wouldn't you say?
I would, Jeremy. The thing we always say is, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. And trust your gut. If it doesn't feel right, it probably isn't right. And don't get into that immediate need to want to give and help. Make sure you're doing it the right way.
Michael, thank you so much for the tips, and we appreciate your time. We'll check back in with you later this month.
All right, thanks, Jeremy. Take care.
And as Michael said, check out their website, DATCP. They've got great resources out there to answer a lot of these questions. And yeah, when we talk about these things, I hear these red flags all the time. They just sound off or see red flags and bells, whistle, whatever. Just do your due diligence, research, and again, check out Department of Trade Consumer Protection website for more information. We'll take a quick break. More to come. You're watching Talking Fitchburg.